Hello, I'm Bobby Cinema. I'm here to do another topic about Joe Biden. Do you know Joe Biden is in Puerto Rico right now, helping all the Puerto Ricans recover from Hurricane Fiona, her from Hurricane Fiona or Hurricane. I barely remember what the name was. Anyway, he is in Puerto Rico right now. Helped save the help the people, repair the damages and all their homes, and also the people that from the huge hurricane last while they were there. We've been through a lot of hurricanes in our lives. There's so many of them. Even we have a lot of names out there. We have. I barely remember all the hurricanes we had. Even the one back in Louisiana. There was a huge flood or hurricane we gone through back when Obama was president. Right now we have a relief center. The Red Cross, everybody is chipping in. I would love to put money in, but right now I'm kind of broke right now, so there's nothing I can do about it. If I wasn't living on Social Security right now, I probably would love to put some money in to help them out. Right now, the only thing we could do is to help our fellow man. Cheer them on and do what we can. Right now, everyone is putting money into the Red Cross. Putting some endowments to help repair the damage from in Puerto Rico from this huge hurricane. We've been through a million hurricanes, even one from Florida to New York, from Florida to the tropics. It's been it's been really tough back then, but they got through it. Sometimes we're well prepared on hurricanes. Sometimes we know if we can. I don't know how we keep our houses steel every day, making hurricane proof. Um, one thing about hurricanes is like a huge rainstorm. It's kind of hard to get. It's hard to get through that a lot of times. Take like an earthquakes. We've been through a lot. We've been through a lot of earthquakes before. Even in San Francisco, even in California, even in India, and others, and other countries. They survived. They survive hurricanes. They just survive earthquakes every day. Even in just like we survive hurricanes, floods, tornadoes. That's the reason why we have insurance and why we have great reliefs. And that's the reason I'm kind of glad President Obama was there to help them out. Right now he's a good president, and we all need his help. So, and if any of you guys have some money out there, you can put some money in the American Red Cross or any charity that he has to help repair Hurricane Katrina. You could put in $1 or $5 or $10 to help him out. I want to help him too, but right now I'm broke right now. And then, besides, it's not easy when guys live on Social Security. It's not easy when people live on Social Security every day. Sometimes the wages are just so small, and it's kind of tough to. It's really kind of tough. Not everybody can live on $1,600 a month every day, because some of us have to eat. Some of us have to eat a lot of times, and food's really expensive a lot of times. But it is worth it. Why people need Social Security, because it help us get through the tough times. Okay, what one thing about the well, I know he has a lot. I know Joe Biden has a lot on his plate right now. He has to. This is 2023, so he has another year for re-election. It's unknown if he wants to fight for re-election. I know people said Donald Trump may run for 2024, but I don't think he has a chance to get into the front runner seat or make the primary. Besides, if I was Trump, just take your losses and get out. Besides, even if he's president again, what can he do anyway? There's nothing he can do. It's not like he's making anything right. It's not like when he runs for the presidency. I think he should just cut his losses and enjoy his life as the next president. You know what? He was not perfect, but you know what? He won the presidency fair and square, and also, he was a good president to me. But I don't know. Maybe he was, maybe he isn't. I don't care. There are others out there that might support him, and there are others. I always kind of felt like anyone supports him back then is like a curse. So right now, I'm staying out of it. So I'm staying out of it and keeping myself neutral. I'm staying neutral. You know, there were other great presidents, even Republicans like Gerald Ford. I know he wasn't perfect, but he did it. He did a good job. He was the healing presidency. Then there was Dwight D. Eisenhower. Even though he was a Republican, he was a great president. He ran the presidency for 8 years. That's why people like Dyke. And there was also I was trying to figure out what else there was like. George W. Bush. I know I didn't agree with his politics a lot of times, but he's the one who pulled us out of 9/11. He knew how to run the presidency, in and out. I know his father doubted that he could actually run the country, but he could do the job than any president I ever knew. Why do you think he was elected a year? Why do you think he was elected 8 years? You know, each president always trying to make a name for themselves. How do they mark themselves? You know, COVID. I don't know if COVID's still gone or not, but none of the presidential libraries from Obama or Trump has been done. I have no idea where Joe Biden's going to put his presidential library. You know, no, they haven't. I don't think they haven't started building their presidential libraries yet. You know, I saw George W. Bush's library. Even, you know, his library was really good. You know, even I saw how he had to handle the 9/11 back then. You know, that was a scary moment than a hurricane. We all been through tragic events in America, but we fight and we keep going. If anyone want to know what's so right now there are two things about Joe Biden's doing right now. Right now he is fighting to repair Puerto Rico. You know, we have a relief program trying to help repair the damages from Puerto Rico. And right now he's also preparing for the midterm election. You know, right now he's already open lobbying 60 senators and the Democratic senators to get them seats at the office. Republicans right now think they have this in the bag, but I think they do. Maybe they do, maybe not. But right now we need this. Besides the Senate is not going to vote for the Roe versus Wade until after the midterm election and after all of them get sworn in. If we got to make sure we have 60 senators aboard. You know, there's 50 states, but I don't know how we can get 60 senators. There's a lot of them. I don't know how many senators are in this country. And we also had to pray that the House is also Democrat too. That way Joe Biden won't have to worry about his job. Worrying about keeping his job. Make sure he keeps his job. You know, the midterm election is not exactly easy to think. You know, one thing you always have to know about being a president, that you could track a crowd, or have or uh, or the paparazzi. The paparazzi are usually photographers or newspaper guys, media. When a celebrity is around, the paparazzi follows. Even a small time celebrity, no one cares. But if you're Tom Cruise, people will follow you. Well, if you're royalty, if you're a guy like Prince William or King Charles or Prince Harry, if they go somewhere, paparazzi will follow. It's just like if you were, and it's not just a political figure like Joe Biden or a U.S. senator, but any celebrity can get it. Any celebrity can get there. Say like Kim Kardashian, she can go someplace like Maryville and ask, and the paparazzi will be there, just like that. Suppose there was a deal. Even half the times I don't even know if D-list or B-list celebrities actually attract paparazzis. Mostly I think A-list celebrities attract paparazzis, but it's unknown. What do you think? Do you think B-list celebrities attract paparazzis? But the answer is no. Imagine Johnny Depp, coming here if he speaks up for the for Northwest Missouri State University. Imagine the paparazzi here. The answer is no, they're not, because no one knows. Only top A-list actors may attract paparazzis, and maybe okay for a while, but it's really bad. They invade privacies. And believe me, there are one con about being a celebrity is we hate paparazzis because they bother you. They send negative comments just to sell papers or sell pictures. They always send negative comments, usually or fake news is a way to sell that sells. The answer is no. Anything in right now, nothing can sell right now. Mostly fake news is always the mostly fake news always hurts innocent people. Tell like Phil Mickelson. Mostly he's trying to stay out of trouble, and it's not easy. Well, right now he's suspended from the PGA. It's unknown if they'll let him back in, and if he did come back in, you make one mistake or one screw up, then the sponsors turn on us, and everyone else does. And that's one thing you hate about the paparazzi. If one celebrity makes one mistake or makes one screw up, then the paparazzi will destroy you, and they turn on you. Everyone will turn on you. That's one thing about sponsorships. They always turn on you if you make one mistake or screw up. It's like if you can't be gay. It's like you're not allowed to be gay. So that's the reason why half of them had to stay closeted. Imagine that, stay closeted. It's like some crazy fan out there says that she knocks him up, that a celebrity knocked her up, and then the paparazzi turned on him. That's what happened to Kobe. It happens a lot of times. National celebrities, they're always trying a way to destroy you, because paparazzis are always the ones that always have the problems. And to tell you the truth, Joe Biden could say the wrong thing or do the wrong thing that could get him kicked out of the office. Believe me, it isn't easy. That's the reason I always felt bad for every president on the roll, because they make one mistake or one screw up, one that if they say one thing, it could they could be kicked out off. They could be impeached anytime soon. That's one worst thing about being that's one worst thing about being president or being a political figure, because a mistake can get you in trouble. But one thing is, there's always a way to rebuild yourself. Maybe you can't maybe you can't make a comeback, but there's always a way. Sometimes even if you do make a comeback, that's tough to do. You can learn to embrace it or figure a way to fix it. And the only way to fix it is just give them time, and the public will love you again. Besides, besides, we all been through it. Besides, celebrities been through a million scandals. But how do they? But what do they do? They could sit around and whine about it, or just sit around and whine about it and get them to take themselves off the grid, or they would just give them time, find a way to fix it, find a way to get back, find a way to get back in the game. But one thing is, we do not take the easy way out. We should not take the easy way out. Take like sponsorships. I know they hurt their brand if a celebrity is mixed up with a scandal. I can tell you one thing is that sponsors should stick with the celebrity. I don't care. You want people to come. People will buy the stuff, even if there was a scandal or not. Or they screw up, or if they say the wrong thing. Buy the product. Buy the product. And I don't care if he's involved or anything or not. That's one thing I always hate about sponsorships. Take like Phil Mickelson's sponsors. They all turned on him. Sometimes I always keep thinking about how is he going to support himself. I was thinking about Lance Armstrong. He messed up, but you know what? He didn't. It's not like he was going to sit around and whine about it. He found another way to get people to come. The point is, you want to get back? Find a way. Find a way. There's always a way to get back in the game. Take like newscasters, or take like the comebacks are maybe easy. All you gotta do is just find a way to get back in the game, or maybe or give them time. Sometimes you don't have to be liked all the time, because you don't have to be liked. Because even one thing about being a celebrity is, even if you're not well liked, maybe that's a good thing, not being liked, because then they don't expect you to do it, and then they don't have to give you a lot of expectations. And they don't have to see you as then they prove to you you're not perfect. And also, if you want people to look up to you, tell them one thing. Tell them a real role model. Role models are people that role models I look up to are people who are not perfect, not people who set a good example. It's about guys. Even if they're not perfect, they always keep going and they always keep fighting for what's right. When I think about Kobe Bryant, he made mistakes, but you know what? He got through it. He kept fighting, and you know what? He never gave up or quit. Tiger Woods, he's been through a lot. You know what? He made mistakes, but you know what? He fought and kept going. Anybody can make a mistake or screw up. Even Michael Jordan, he made mistakes before, but you know what? He got through it and he fought. Besides, even anybody can make any celebrity can make mistakes or screw up. But you know what? We fight, we keep going, and we never back down. My point is, if any celebrity's in trouble, we fight for them. That's all I have to say right now. I'm Bobby Cinema. Goodbye and good luck.